Alright, let's see where we have to go. We got to go land on this planet. We still, let's see, let me see, did I give her, I think I gave her, we got to get the seal for her contract, so then we can get the Xenotech done, then we'll go back, and, what is this? Yeah, this is where we have to go. Let's go here first, though. We was going to go there right away, but let's get this out the way. We don't have any extraction things. Alright, let's see. How do we do this here? We need to get an extract thing. We gotta craft something. Oh, I know what to do. Let's go back to the bridge. We'll go over here and see if we can trade with some of these guys. Put everything we don't use in the cargo, swap it out, see if we get some good stuff. I received an unusual gift, a living flower sealed in a crystal dome. Does it mean anything to you? Oh, your lordship, if this is what I think it is, I once came across a volume of ancient aristocratic rituals in the family library. I think I recall something called the imortalium, a term from an ancient custom of the nobility, an internal flower that can exist for centuries in the vastness of space. May I inquire who sent it to you? Not fully certain, but I can make an educated guess. Let's see. Lady Cassia must have bought the flower from Uric V or 5 with her personal belongings and kept it this whole time. Hardly anyone else aboard this vessel would be powerful enough to acquire such an exotic artifact, aside from you, of course. The appearance of an immortalium in the life of two noble persons is a very special ritual meant to wordlessly evoke the true intentions of both parties. Every gesture, act, glance, and statement carries profound meaning, replete with subtext. The very act of gifting an immortalium can be interpreted as a sign of favor uncertain, of intentions, budding friendship, or even a request to keep a polite distance. Sometimes it's all of those things at once. And what am I supposed to do with all of this? And how am I to understand the meaning? This is the entire point of the ritual. How confident are you? What emotions binds you and your partner in this elaborate game? What does your inner voice tell you? Only you can decide how to interpret these events, and only you can deal with the consequences. And what am I supposed to do with all this? Make your move. Do you wish to reject the gift? Ignoring the gesture or accept it in your own terms. According to the noble etiquette, the reciprocal gift must display equal effort and emotion, and it must be delivered through a third party, just like... Alright, I know what gift I should give her. Let's see what he says. I know what I should give her. I'm all ears. Give her that book. Let's see. Send the chest of treasures from distant worlds. Find the most, perfume. Provide the sanctum navis. Let's do this. You will be, your will be done, your lordship. Give me some time and I will make sure your order is carried out to the letter. I've been given it and I need help to arrange. Didn't we say that already? Alright, hold on. I would like to order the shipping goods. Here we go, let's see. Can we get some training? Select the character to, oh, that's the reset. Oh, okay. Nah, we don't want to do that yet. This is where we come to respect. Okay. Let's see what they got. Nothing tradable for them. The wearer gains a 50% bonus to damage against enemies that dealt damage to the wearer this round. We always take whatever we can. Alright, he don't have anything for us either. Alright, we're out of there. We did all the trading. So, we'll see if she likes the little library we sent her. We'll keep playing this game. See where it gets us. Alright, now we can go ahead to the main planet. He wanted to go. She's good. Two snipers. Okay, we'll go with this. Even though I like her. Abelard. We're gonna keep you on, bro. Let's see what happens. Probably should have kept my usual team, but the only way I'm gonna get to know what their skills are by using them. I think she has some pretty good stuff anyway. Now, if we get ambushed this time, that's 3 times. Looks pretty tough. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. I am Clementia Westerlin, Court Chancellor of the von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all Darkonus, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodora von Valancius. Her departure is a terrible blow to us all, but as one star expires, another one always flares to life. And although still overcome with bitterness and grief, your subjects hope that you will become the Trade dynasty's guiding light in these trying times. I guess that's his sister, daughter. The young, it says, Archelius Scalander, Secretary in the Administrative Department. I hope your journey to Darkonus was not darkened by the unwanted troubles. It was uneventful, thank you. The Emperor protected us on our journey through the stars, and may he remain merciful to us to the end of time. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds? Or perhaps we could state your curiosity by answering any questions you might have. Governor Urban Drivestem have been notified of your arrival on Darkonus and will visit the palace shortly. The preparations of the official visit are well in hand, but your lordship still has plenty of time before the meeting. Why isn't the governor here with you to greet me? I would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? I say, why isn't the governor here? Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestem's residence is on the other side of the world by the administrative palace of Darkonus. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distance of your domain. But you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. And what did you say your last name was? You heard correctly, your lordship. I am of House Wessering, Lord Abelard's granddaughter and direct descendant. The succession of service is an effective good. It grants new generations understanding of their function within the mechanism. Chancellor Wessering has held her position at the von Valancius court for many years. She earned Lord Captain Theodore's respect through acts of great perseverance. There's no room for doubt. Blood had nothing to do with it. The Emperor blesses those who strengthen humanity's domain through their deeds. You have reason to be proud of your progeny. I would like to rest. Where are my chambers? They are very close, just down the hall. That is also where the study and the audience chamber are. Lady Theodora's study had remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we arranged for it to be tidied up. It is ready whenever you made it. Okay. I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make perhaps before the meeting takes place. The illustrious Lord Captain could spare a few minutes for a conversation with me. I'm certain that you will find my report on the state of affairs in the von Valancius Protectorate most useful. We didn't get ambushed this time, so that's a plus. Let's see, where does this dude at? All right, let's go talk to this dude. Where's he at? See if we can find this guy. Welcome, your lordship. Let me inform you of the locations of the chambers on your dynastic estate. Okay. He's up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet you there. If your lordship wishes to rest after your long journey, then your personal chambers are upstairs on the right. Why is he going so slow? If you need anything, whatever your soul desires, I'll be right next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your orders.
Need to look closer.
Where's this dude at? Who wants to talk to me? Has requested private audience. It seems this report will contain information that must be kept confidential in the throne room. Is that what I'm at? Pascal's at. See what she's talking about. The governor is waiting on the periphery of the palace. Please let me know when you would like to see him. What are your responsibilities? To put it simply, I am your trade representative. Any and all decrees, deals, official communication, and meetings are first reviewed by me and then forwarded to you from you down to the hierarchy. My purview also includes overseeing your lordship's property, the palace, the estates, the many gardens, and other dimensions of Darkonus that you have inherited from Lady Thundora. And wherever you are present on Darkonus, consider me your personal secretary. What can you tell me about Darkonus? All our deals are important. Decisions are made here in the capital. Many years ago, an ancestor of Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Adeptus Administratum, which allowed for efficient management of the world and the neighboring system in accordance with the decree. A share of the planet's population was assigned to the Administratum and converted into servitor scribes. They now toil across the entire world. Darkonus is also the seat of several noble families who run all the major planets in the Protectorate. If I may express my not so humble opinion, they care very little about who exactly stands at the helm. Those piranhas think about their own profits just as much as they do about the prosperity of the Protectorate itself, if not more. And lastly, Darkonus has its own fleet, a luxury unavailable to the vast majority of the other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protectorate also employs privateer ships, which are used to transport cargo between worlds. Alright. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds? Unfortunately, not at this time. After the few representatives of the Adeptus Astra Telepathica on Darkonus went into a frenzy, some of the Psychers were tragically pacified by the respective authorities. Since then, communications with the neighboring systems has been unreliable at best. Thanks to be the master of the mankind that you managed to find your way to the capital. Are there other issues that I should be aware of? Apart from the disrupted communication, Darkonus was recently raided by enemies of humanity. However, the fleet under the command of Captain Martheus Western triumphed over the accursed Xenos. If you ask my opinion on this matter, we have the situation completely under control. For the first time, it's obvious that Clementia is looking out for her house's good name, but despite the confidence in her tone, you could tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. If the houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Over the many centuries, an intricate hierarchy has formed within the ruling elite of Darkonus. The great houses do more than plunder your treasury. It is replenished to a large degree, thanks to their administrative work in their lands. Naturally, you can get rid of anyone whom you consider surplus to requirements, but right now, it could threaten the fragile stability that is currently holding the Protectorate together. Urban Dravstead is a well-respected man, and not just on Darkonus, but throughout the Protectorate. For many centuries, his house has supported the capital's administration and the logistics between the Von Valancius systems. The Dravstead's efforts secured years of order and prosperity for Darkonus. What's more, Lady Theodora personally insisted that Lord Urban specifically be made the next governor. The way you speak, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your lordship. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussions over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valancius Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. I'll serve the Von Valancius Protectorate, your lordship. Okay. Why, none at all, your lordship. Secretary Scalander is an outstanding individual and a loyal servant of the Von Valancius dynasty. In Theodora's absence, we collaborated on a number of issues related to the well-being of your domain, and he was proven himself quite capable. And I don't know why, but even the governor trembles before Achilles, which is unusual for a man of his, shall we say, standing. The governor can wait a little longer. Certainly, I do not concern myself with the governor's feelings, but I must warn you, your actions or inactions may be interpreted in a certain way. Now, if your lordship will excuse me. Not worried about him. Trying to find this dude. Slender figure clad in robes from expensive fabric shudders from violent coughing. Pressing the gilded respirator to his face, the man takes several deep breaths. It's been many moons. I hope your cousin is feeling well. She's in good health. She sends her regards to you as well as her wishes for your swift return. For as long as the stars shine in the sky, my vigil continues. So it does. I'm not so foolish as to fall to notice a conversation in code. Your insight deserves credit, Rogue Trader. Then again, I expect nothing less from Theodore von Valicia's successor. Allow me to introduce Achilles Scalander properly. In addition to his duties as Secretary of the Administratum, he acts as an agent of the Golden Throne under my aegis. Master Scalander was transferred into my remit by a colleague who is engaged in other matters in the Cronus Expanse. I'm sure you'll find Achilles' service useful, especially when dealing with the schemes of humanity's foes within the borders of your protectorate. Greeting, Lord Deacon. Allow me once again to express my deepest condolences. I will do everything I can to track down and destroy the Conrad Voigtveer's accomplices on the capital world. Do you know anything about what has become of Conrad, the former Master of Whispers? Word of his treason reached. Conrad came to the planet and left it almost immediately. Once he had sown discord in the minds of the gullible and naive, the worst of the rumors he started was that you were the one responsible for Lady Theodore's sudden demise. Of course, your loyal subjects did their best to skin alive any who showed sign of doubt, but it seemed unlikely that the wardens got to everyone who has allowed doubt in their heart and now nurtures it in secret. It says, I've already forwarded all official reports to your essential. As for the conversation we're having right now, I wouldn't trust any paper or data slate with its contents. You see, Lady Theodora, may the Emperor have mercy on her soul, was perfectly aware of Darkonus' political environment. You, however, have only just arrived on the capital world, and I thought it would be best to bring you up to speed. Frankly, the nobles of Darkonus, much like nobles on most worlds, are akin to spiders in a jar, ready to pounce on whoever is the weakest, or whoever they deem to be the weakest. The nobles of Darkonus are well-respected, rich, and powerful individuals who Lady Theodora's favored for many years and found ways to rise above the rest by diligently serving the rogue trader. Every family pursues its own selfish interests, and each one expects that the transition of power they will retain and even add to their lands and wealth. The families I would recommend giving particular attention to are the drive stems, the gapraks, and the sourbacks. I should also mention the Weisserons, not a notable house per se, but a family that was part of Lady Theodora's inner circle to the Blue Bloods' great displeasure. Are a lifeline founded by Lady Theodora essential, and such are nominally considered nobility, at least from the standpoint of the Imperial Navy, from which Lord Alabar hails, or Darkonus. However, their position is precarious. Firstly, they never were granted an official title, a process which has been impeded for decades by the old houses of Darkonus, and secondly, the other families do not see them as equals, but more as upstarts clinging to the rogue trader's favor. The Westarians are responsible for the capital's royal fleet and the majority of the cargo shipments on domestic routes. Religious and hardworking Sauerbachs own many enterprises, including distillation manufacturers that produce promethium. I must note that lately, members of the Sauerbachs family have been prone to overly liberal statements about the von Valancius dynasty. They believe Lady Theodora is a bit too keen to leave her worlds without proper oversight. The Gapraks hail from a remote forge world, and amongst their distant relatives, there are many servants of the Omnissiah, and the house itself is close to the cult of the Adeptus Mechanis, both in spirit and in their business connections. The Gapraks oversaw the industrial shipments within your protectorate till recently, ever since the astropathic communication with Kaiva Gamma was severed. They've been quite concerned about the security of the planet placed in their care. Dropstems are the ancient governor house of Darkonus. Predictably, the greater the wealth of the von Valancius protectorate, the fuller their coffers grow. The reputation is flawless except for one detail. We have evidence that urban Dropstems rivals seem to have the misfortune of regularly falling victim to Xeno raids. I find that these attacks are always a little too advantageous for the Dropstems, but we lack solid proof, and it might never surface. The closer an official is to a rogue trader, the braver and safer they feel. I would just like to remind everyone that the rubbing shoulders with Xenos' heresy. That can be overlooked only in the case of the von Valancius heir, not his servant. After hearing all that, I now feel the urge to have every one of those psychopaths executed. Was there anything else you wanted to report? There was, your lordship, and this time it concerns the main reason for my presence on the planet Xenos and the threat they pose both to you and humanity as a whole. The last few months have been difficult for the people who report to me. My eyes and ears scattered throughout the Coronis expanse, warp disturbances, astral paths overcome, madness, ships disappearing in the imortalium. Many of the observers and contacts have gone dark or been killed by some calamity or other. Still, I managed to establish communication with some key individuals who were able to warn me about incoming threats, including Xenos raids. It is then within my power to supply you with intelligence on where and when the Xenos will strike next. I do not doubt that Governor Droston will beg you for protection against the Xenos, and in this fight, the information from my contacts will serve you well. I beseech you, if I ever report a threat looming over a ship or planet, do not dismiss it. Sometimes it takes an intervention from the rogue trader and his mighty void ship to avert a disaster. Alright, the scars on your face, what happened? 5 years ago, there was an accident. Several tanks of Promethium exploded in the storehouse at my estate, and I was buried alive under the rubble. The Emperor preserved my soul, and the skilled physicians of Darkonus saved my body, except for my lungs, which I had to part. I presume the incident was an attempt on my life, but the identity of whoever was behind it remains a mystery. Alright. According to the message I received a few minutes ago, Governor Droston has arrived at court. I imagine that the Chancellor is already prepared to arrange the meeting. All that's left is to notify her that you are ready to see him. Let me pick up this though. We'll run down here, grab this, then we'll go see the dude and see what's up. Alright, tell him I'm ready to see the governor. '20th in his line, rogue trader, keeper of the sacred warrant, and ruler of the Cronus expands from the Krynak system to the 100 Dreams Crossroads. I bid you welcome. Governor of this great world, first and foremost, please accept my deepest condolences. It will be difficult to recover from the loss of a woman as great as Theodora von Valancius. It pains me to think that she is no longer with us. The citizens of Darkonus and the entire Protectorate grieve alongside you. Please allow us to declare half a year of mourning so that we can honor the memory of our beloved lady. There is no need. I am the new ruler of the Protectorate. Let my subjects rejoice my arrival instead. It's all the same to me. Do as you seem fit. I will immediately give all necessary instructions, your lordship. Esteemed Deacon, she was a strong leader and we ought to follow her example. Let us lean on our wisdom and preserve in spite of this tragedy. Together, let us carry on where she no longer can be leading. Whatever, bro. It won't be an easy task to accomplish. Some time ago, astral paths of Darkonus flew into a rage and they had to be subdued. We are gradually restoring our ability to speak with neighboring worlds, but the contacts are still weak and the routes are tangled and no longer lead to the systems that the captains expect them to. Given that the vast majority of ships in the Darkonus Navy travel without relying on the service of navigators, without your engagement, the well-being of the Von Valancius dynasty and billions of its subjects is presently at risk. Is a heretic and a traitor. Has he shown his face on Darkonus? Let's see if he lies. He visited the capital some time ago, but he did not request a personal meeting. A heretic, you say. Now I see where all the whispering in the corridors come from. I shall be frank with you, your lordship. Lady Theodora's sudden death was a blow to every one of us. In the absence of any sort of verifiable Incomplete information about her successor gives grounds for all manner of rumors and misinterpretations, especially if someone is deliberately inciting unrest and discontent. Naturally, none would dare challenge you by accusing you of something as sacrilegious as murdering a rogue trader. However, Conrad Voigtveer was once a true-born to the Protectorate back in the day, and as such, some might heed his words. Subject all who have dared to make heretical remarks about the rogue trader to servitude imperialis. Machines aren't prone to dissidence. Yeah, dogmatic is back. I shall immediately make all the arrangements so that your order can be carried out properly. What exactly do Darkonus nobility expect from me in light of the loss of the routes and communications on the other worlds? It says, we are all troubled by the fate of the agri-world Janus that supplied Darkonus and other planets with foodstuffs. Empty stomachs can drive even the mildest rabble to revolt. Furthermore, House Gaprack is perturbed by the loss of communication with the industrial world, Chi Gamma, which is in their charge. But if you wish to know my opinion, the world that deserves your attention the most is the penal world, Vebus. What is that? It's 6. One of my key mining suppliers in your protectorate. Such intriguing concern for the Vebus outpost. Doesn't your house happen to own the extraction stations there? Your lordship, I beg of you, do not interpret my words as an attempt to influence your decisions in any way. You see, without Phoebus 6, the manufacturers on your world will need to make haste to find new suppliers elsewhere in the range for new shipments, and in these troubling times, they run the risk of delays and other most tragic mishaps. My only concern is for the prosperity. Okay, I've already visited Janus. Governor Vat found herself facing a number of problems in my absence. Truly, the Viet line is one of the oldest in the Valancius protectorate. If the inheritor of such well-respected blood could not handle whatever had befallen her, then the situation must have been extraordinary indeed. We're not lying. She succumbed to worshiping the ruinous powers and it was executed. Yeah, she's out of here, bro. She's no longer in charge of the world. She is dead. The Viet line is broken. Such horrible news. Oh, it will shake many who were connected to the Viets, or the Yats, and who used the immunity that comes with our class. That does it for the planets and trade routes. What else? I don't rightly know where to begin. Otherworldly beasts are not an uncommon sight in the Cronus Expanse. They have been a menace to the worlds this side of the mall for decades, but now those abominations are on the rampage. They show no signs of fear as they attack ships, either damaging them to the point where they become unfit for transport duty or outright gutting them. Only you have the power to stop this. We are in the process of restoring the astropathic choir of Darkonus. Luckily, we were forced to slay only some of the deranged psychers. Although those that remain are as yet unable to transmit messages, I hope Master Scalander will help keep his word and offer you his support in the war against the Xenos. According to his reports, the region of Phobos 6 has been of particular concern in the last few cycles, which is all the more reason to discover the colony's fate as soon as possible. Alright. Now to issue on a smaller scale, there is a certain degree of tension in the capital due to the unorthodox succession to the sacred warrant. Chances of uprisings are minimal, of course, and the spreading of rumors is nothing but a sign of weakness of mind and spirit. Nonetheless, I have prepared a list of minor houses that would have demonstrated unseemly decomposure at your succession. What is to be done about them? Hopefully these steps will be enough to keep the rest from causing any more trouble. Make arrangements for public purges. All who have sullied the rogue trader's name must meet their death on the executioner's block. No. Eliminate the most prominent malcontents quietly, but do not threaten entire families. However, there we go. Once your lordship's wrath descends upon the guilty, Have no doubt there won't be a soul in the Darkonus willing to share that fate. And one last thing, your lordship, your inauguration as bearer of the sacred warrant is but a matter of time, and I would like to inquire about one crucial detail. I imagine you are intending to uphold the centuries-old tradition bolstered by an equally long-lasting friendship of being represented on Darkonus by one of his noble houses. I presume that, as before, this duty will be accorded to the House Driveston. There is no need to alter any traditions. I suppose I will bestow this honor upon. I don't care, just don't fight too hard over the bone. Let's see. Which houses can represent me at the ceremony? Any of the noble houses located on Darkonus, the Driveston family, which I lead, the Garpak family, with long ties to the Adeptus Mechanus, the Sauerbachs, known for their piety and diligence in service. Perhaps I should also mention the Westerins, who have some influence, but are not actually of noble origin. Any one of these houses would be honored to represent you at the ceremony. All right, so we could get the homie the honor. I suppose we'll bestow the honor upon them. That's gonna make everybody else mad. I don't know this dude though. Because they're saying that they're upstart and they're only getting promoted because they're close to me, which will be true. So I'm just gonna say there's no need to alter any traditions. The dynasty will I never doubted your lordship's decision. I could tell that the future holds a fruitful partnership for us and prosperity for all Darkonus. I shall immediately relay your orders, most gracious rogue trader. May the gold of the throne illuminate your path. Got stuck there. I would like to complete my inauguration as rogue trader as soon as possible. When is the ceremony? I'm afraid that until you deal with the pressing issues, the ceremony will have to be postponed. Many trade routes are still unavailable in the central world of the Valancius protected are going through a crisis and the warp disturbances. If void observers are to be believed, we will prevent important guests from reaching the capital. Alright, tell me about your house. It'd be my pleasure to enlighten you. My house is the oldest and most respected on Darkonus. My ancestors walked side by side with yours for many generations as they cared for the world welfare. Our duty is to supervise the governing bodies within the systems subservient to you, and we are responsible for the protector's logistics and economic stability. As for me personally, I am a humble servant of the Emperor and a loyal subject to the rogue trader, and to my great pleasure, I had the honor of calling myself Lady Theodora's close friend. Last words, Albert lets out a sound that could be interpreted as either a snort or a cough. He gives him a look which Albert meets with an expression of utter nonchalance. They don't like each other. Thank you for your time, your lordship. Since duty calls, I shall take my leave. May the Emperor's grace be with you. Alright, let's see. What do we have to do now? Contracts. Completed. Let's go. People. The foundation of any ruler or worker. So we gotta get some people. Alright. An outpost in the Forgotten Twins is in need of resources and provisions. Alright, let's go and get things done. Choose a skill. What do we want? Awareness. Hold on. Lore Imperium, we're like crazy with that. Persuasion. Awareness is Cassie is way up there. What's mine? Assassin dashes in a straight line up to. So suffering assassin's weapon skill. Nope. Poison to strike. The assassin makes an enemy suffer. Armor. Death whisper. Feigning attack. If a melee attack is the target if it's a melee attack, its target rotates 180 degrees. The enemy's dodge and parry against the assassin attack is equal to 0% until the start of the enemy's turn. %40 dodge to the target for this attack. I think we're gonna go with this. I don't know if this is gonna be good or not, but we're gonna rock with this. There we go. We'll go with that. I think we're going to give her Warp Curse. No, I wanted to do something like this. Suffers direct damage equal to 20%. No. What's the strong point? The target gains a +2 temporary wounds and plus additional temporary wound for every 2 stacks of tactical advantage. The master suffers direct damage equal to 20% of their maximum wounds, gains master technician's resolve stacks of tactical advantage, and resets the cooldown. Inspire? Let's do that. We don't have that anywhere. Gains the confident approach effect until the end of combat or until this ability is used again. by 50 minus the critical hit chance. Devastating attack. I'm gonna go with that devastating, and then melee, flame, and melta attacks against demons and psychers doing additional damage. She doesn't use any of that. What is this? Stronger together. I'll do that. And then which were attacked by the Master Tactician's allies. Immediately attacks the target with a single shot or strike. This attack does not count towards strong point. Let's do this. Athletics. What's his athletic? Yeah, let's do that. And then he needs to get something like the Shield of the Emperor. Doesn't he have that? Let's see. What is this? Can we do like multiple? Yeah. Or I like this because it's a crowd. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call this an episode. This has been more dialogue than anything, so we'll go ahead and stop it right here. You guys let me know what you think about my choices for the upgrades. Let me know what you think about the game overall in general, and with that, I'll catch you guys on the next one.